Amelaïd and I have walked up this evening to the Mpage roost. We're 800 metres from the bats. It's difficult to find camping spots up here because everywhere's really steep ridges. So we're camped on a flattish bit on a ridge with the wind blowing outside.
Je vais dormir. Il fait froid, il fait nuit.
Bonne nuit, Amelaïd. From here you've got a good view of where we've walked, so it's all along this ridge in front. It's been a long trek up to, well, the Mpage roost. Amelaïd and I, it's taken us quite a while, about an hour of scrambling around these slopes trying to actually locate it because so much has changed. Amelaïd says I'm looking tired. I'm just really disappointed. This was a beautiful roost. Now a man's built a little house up here and he's cutting everything down. There's bananas that have been planted and the taro that's been planted again. People go further up the mountains to find the fertile soil for the bananas and taro. Soil's not fertile enough anymore close to the villages. That there's trees here that have been cut within the last few days, dangerously close to the Livingstone's roost. Tu les vois bien?
Oui. Je vois tout.
We finally found a good point to observe the Livingstones from. We found 37 bats, which is about the amount we were expecting, and they have at least 25 infants with them, which is really encouraging. We've never seen so many. There's lots of big mums cuddling up with their babies huddled up to them, and millions of mosquitoes. Amelaïd and I have just had a bit of a hairy moment leaving the Livingstone's roost, trying to find the path out, scrambling around the slippery slopes, not being able to find any decent foothold, branches slapping us in the face or getting stuck on our backpacks, pulling us backwards. And then a man turned up like the Comorian version of the Northern Star, showing us the path back, and it turned out to be the man who has been cutting all the fields near the roosts. When you're in the fields and you see everything that's been chopped down, it's just upsetting and you get a bit angry with the people for doing it. But every time you meet the people, you realise they have no choice. He is here, at least 2 hours walk from the village. He's got his cow up here, all of his fields are up here, and obviously doesn't have very much, but he's making enough for his family to eat and selling enough for them to live off, and living a harder life than any of us can imagine. And he said he's not planning on cutting the trees, the roost trees of the Livingstones, because they're the big trees that hold the soil together for his fields.
Bronny, tu es à l'intérieur des tarots.
Ouais. Tu vois rien de tout sur les